Hello. In this video, I'll show you how to complete your Module 2 portfolio assignment. Throughout the course, you will add pages to the Google Site portfolio that you started last week in Module 1. This week, you're going to add a library lesson or learning activity to your portfolio. You can find more detailed instructions about this assignment in our Canvas course site. But I'm going to show you the steps for how to add your information actually into the portfolio. Here we are on the welcome page of my sample portfolio. At the top of this page in the upper right-hand corner, you'll notice this navigation menu. Right now we're on the home page and you need to click on Module 2 to get to our Module 2 page. So click on that. And that brings us into Module 2 of our portfolio. You're going to complete this in a very similar way to how you did the welcome page. You'll look for every place where there are words in brackets, like here and here. You're going to click and highlight all the words in brackets and you'll replace them with your own information. So for this first spot where it says lesson, activity, or title, you'll type in whatever the activity was, whether you were doing an information literacy lesson, maybe you were reading a story to the students, maybe you were teaching students how to properly handle the books. That's what goes here. I'm doing an information literacy lesson, so I'm typing my title in. And then you just keep doing that throughout the page, filling in everything that's in brackets. Until you get down to the bottom, this is where you can add in a photo. Remember, this is the placeholder for photos. If you have a photo of maybe the lesson or some of the materials or maybe your library that you would like to include here, you'll come inside this placeholder box and click on the plus in the center. So I'm going to click there. I have photos already on my computer that I've selected and saved, and so I'm going to click on Upload. Mine are here. You can always look for the location where you've saved your photos. For me, I'm using a slide from the presentation that I do when I do this lesson, so I'm clicking on this image here. Once that's clicked on and selected, I come down here and click Open, and that populates the picture into your website. The one other thing you'll want to do if you add a photo is you'll come over here to where it has the bracketed words. This is just instructions that you should add a picture, so you can highlight that and delete those words. Unless you would like to include a description of your photo, you could put that there, but I'm just going to delete mine. So that's how you add a photo in at the bottom. If you don't have a photo, you need to delete this whole area, and I'll show you how to do that. So without a photo, everything underneath the student learning section needs to be removed. So you just click anywhere in this area where the box was and the information, and you'll notice when you click down here, it makes a blue line show up all around this section, and you want that blue line there. And then you'll notice over here on the far left-hand side, a menu pops up. And you can come here to the trash can at the bottom and you can see it says delete section. It's going to remove everything in that blue box. So click on the trash can and you'll see that that information is now gone. I want to keep my photo, so I'm going to undo that last action. So if you ever do something and you realize it was an accident, you can undo what you just did by coming up here to the top. This menu where you see this arrow that's facing backwards, if you click on that, it says it undo your last action. It reverses whatever you just did. So if I click on it, that section comes back. One other thing, I'm going to take you back up to the top. Just like in the welcome page, you can add an image up here in your header. It doesn't have to stay this just gray in the background. You can add a photo. When you hover over this area with your mouse, you'll see this menu pops up where it says Image. If you'll click on that and then click on Upload, you can select a photo from your computer again. And for this one, I think I'm just going to use the same photo I had for my welcome page. You can use any image you'd like. Remember, it's better for these top images to have one that's wide instead of tall. So I'm going to click on this one. You click on it to select the image, click Open, and it adds it into the background. And that's it. When every section is complete, you've replaced all the brackets and added in the photos that you want. You'll publish your site again and you'll submit the link in Canvas. And you'll need to publish it again because Google Sites automatically saves all the changes you make, but they're not visible to anyone else, so the instructors won't be able to see the changes you've made unless you've published your site again. And just a reminder, to publish, you come up here in this upper right area, click this blue button, Publish. It opens up another window like this, and you will click Publish a second time up here in the upper right again, and that will make it visible for the instructors. We can't wait to see your lessons. We're really looking forward to seeing everybody's portfolios. If you have any questions, please reach out to the instructors. You can send us a message or you can reach out on WhatsApp. Thanks so much.